Good. Black people.
Oh boy.
You just laugh when we say black people. Black people, it's time to face the facts. And that is, our dogs hate us. They hate belonging to us. In fact, if dogs could talk, there wouldn't be one dog alive that would agree to being owned by a black person, right? One of the reasons that dogs hate blacks so much is because we won't stop naming them king. You may not know this, but for hundreds of years we've been naming our dogs kings, right? You see, white people, they name their dog according to the breed, right? Whatever the breed is, that's what they'll name the dogs. For example, like a bulldog. You may name a bulldog Max, right? Yeah. Or, like a Siberian Husky, you may name him, something like Dakota, right? Black people, it don't matter what the breed is. It could be one of those dogs you see rich white people walking in Beverly Hills. You know those dogs with the long blonde hair? What's the name of the Afghan hounds? It could be an Afghan hound. His ass would be named King. A Maltese, King. Teacup Yorkie, King. One of those Chinese Shar-Peis, King. And can you imagine a puppy at the kennel, find out that a black person just bought it and the rest of the puppies get the tease and be like, you're going to be named King. Another reason that dogs hate belonging to blacks is because dogs don't have the same freedom in our homes like they do in white people's homes. Yep. In white people's home, whatever white people do, the dog can do it. White people having dinner, the dog's at the table. Max, pass Nana the table. Good boy. It's the holiday season, the family in the kitchen making cookies and baking. The dog's in there licking the spoon. A man having sex with his wife. Yeah, you guessed it. The dog's fucking her too. Max, down, boy. That's enough. Good boy. See, in black homes, dogs can't do that little cutesy shit in our home, running around and barking and doing flips and shit. Only two things a dog can do in a black home, and that's sit and sleep. In fact, as soon as the dog wake up, the first thing we tell him is, sit your ass down. Walking around this damn house, waking up and shit. Have you ever noticed that our dogs act like they don't know us when white people come around? It's like they know they safe, right? And they run right on up to white people and just leave us standing there like, we be standing there all nervous and shit. We be like, man, that damn dog better not get me locked up. Because I don't know what it is, because white people have an ability to relate to dogs, get them to open up about their feelings. They be licking each other in the face and shit. What's wrong, boy? Tell me, boy. The dog look over at us and be like, well, for starters, they never take me to the vet. I got worms and all kinds of shit wrong with me, man. When I bark, they tell me to sit my ass down. And when they walk me, they never scoop up my poop. You talking about, I ain't scooping up no motherfucking poop. Yeah, I got some of my coworkers in here tonight. Pardon me? We all work in customer service. And customer service is a fun place to work because it exposes you to some of the craziest people in our society. For example, like old white women. No, it's really depressing. Because old white women, they don't call into customer service to discuss their bill. They call in to discuss how bad their health is now that they're old. Right? It'd be 30 minutes into the conversation, and the only thing we discuss is her 2 hip replacements, and they removed her gallbladder. I'd be like, ma'am, would you like to discuss your bill? She's like, Bill? No, Bill's dead. Poor thing. Oh, yeah, Bill died at the doctor's office. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I went up to the window to chuck him in, and when I turned around, he was dead. And ma'am, I'll pay the fucking bill. Black people, we don't give a fuck how much our bill is as long as our service is on. Like, Mr. Jackson, your bill is $10,000. Like, what? Damn, $10,000. Shit. Is my service still on? Mr. Lee, don't turn my service on. I'd be like, Mr. Jackson, no, your service is still on, sir. Huh? Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Now, Mr. Jackson, about that $10,000. Hello? Mr. Jackson. And some customers are fun to talk to, like Italians. Italians are fun to talk to because they are very passionate about, why they're calling in. And they would normally offer you a little story before they tell you what the problem is, right? Like, Mr. Lee, Joey Carmine over here. I'm calling you today about a problem. And not for nothing, but I can use another problem like I can use a fucking hole in my head. You know what I'm saying? The problem all started when I came home from work and my key wouldn't work in the door on account of my brother-in-law, God rest his fucking soul, never fixed the lock because the miserable bastard dropped dead before he could finish the job. So I finally get inside. The children are running around and shit screaming everywhere. There's a pile of dog shit in the floor. And listen, I don't know why this is, but it's always an Italian wife in the background screaming like, Joey, just ask for his fucking supervisor. Hey, will you be quiet? I'm on the phone. Sorry about that, Mr. Lee. These fucking bras, So I picked up the phone, and there's no dial tone. So I'm like, oh, okay, so Mr. Carmine, so you say your phone is not working? What, are you just deaf? What I've been telling you the whole fucking time. Now, there's one customer like no other, okay? And that's a man from Africa. African men are some of the most stubbornest people in the world. In fact, you ever hear that saying, stubborn as an old mule? They ought to change that to stubborn as a black ass African. But when they call in, they so dignified and eloquent when they talk to you. They be like, Mr. Lee, I am calling today to tell you the unfortunate news that I, Olo Bubu Sese, would like to disconnect my packages with your company immediately. I said, okay, Mr. Sese, you want to disconnect your services? Packages, Mr. Lee. I want to disconnect my packages. I don't know what it is, but African people, they call everything packages. I'm serious. They call everything packages. You know how your kids come in from school, they throw their books all over the floor and stuff? Well, African children are no different. They come in and they throw their books all over the place. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't come in the house and throw your packages all over the floor. Pick up your packages. Children be like, Daddy, these ain't packages, these bucks. No. In my house, they are packages. Say it with me. Packages. Well, anyway, I was like, okay, so, all right, Mr. Say, listen. All right, you want to disconnect your service? Okay, look, we don't want to lose you as a valued customer. I tell you what, I'll give you $20 off of your service each month to keep your service on. No. Okay. What about $50 off? I don't want it. I don't want your packages. 75. Mr. Lee, no. Man, this shit went on for about an hour, man. I said, fine, okay, fuck it. Mr. Say, you win. You win. I tell you what. Not only will we give you your services for free, but the company has agreed that if you keep your services, we will pay you $20 a month just to keep your service, your packages, sorry. Mr. Say like, whoa, 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 whoa. Mr. Lee, let me see if I understand you. You are saying that if I agree to keep my packages, you will give them to me for free? Yes, sir. That's right, Mr. Say. And if I agree, your company will give it to me $20 a month just to keep my packages? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't want it. Mr. Lee, I'm stubborn. I actually met Mr. Say one time. I'm serious. I met him downtown trying to pick up a prostitute. Oh. And I had walked up just in time to hear him say, no, that is too much for your packages. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna enjoy this. I sat back. So the prostitute like, okay, Mr. Say. $75, but no head. No. What about 50? I don't want it. I don't want your packages. Man, this shit went on for about an hour, man. So finally, the prostitute standing there, mascara running all down her face. She had one fishnet stocking rolled down her leg. Damn pimp over there in the car beeping the horn like, bitch, hurry up! And she said, okay, let's just say that. You black stubborn son of a bitch. Not only will I give you some head and pussy for free, but I will move with you back to Africa, become one of your wives, and have your children and pay you child support. Okay, Mr. Say? Okay. Mr. Say like, I don't want it. Thank you so much. Keith Lee, everybody. Everyone here, if what